I have here, I'm going to be tying a shad pattern right now. It's one of Enrico Puglisi's patterns, EP shad, but it's kind of my version of Enrico's pattern. So what I'm going to do here to start off with is add just a little super glue to help hold this fly in place. Come on. There we go. Nice little drop, and then what I'm going to do is just wrap up onto that super glue, wrap back down because I want to create a good solid base right here. Because I'm going to be putting quite a bit of torque on this fly. Trim off a little bit of excess. I'm going to be tying with these Enrico EP fibers right here. And what I'm going to do is bend this in half because I don't want to tie a fly that's too long. I want this fly to be a little under about 3 inches long. And then I'm going to cut it. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to flip over these materials because I kind of want to create a taper to this. I'm going to kind of pull out these fibers a little bit, creating a nice little taper to it. I'm thinking this is going to be a little thick, so I'm going to pull out a few fibers and put them on the side for a little bit later. Okay. There we go. What I'm going to do is just put this right on top. This is right up near the nose of the eye. And 1, 2, 3, and 4. Don't need any more than that. Keep it nice, simple, and easy. Now what I'm going to do is bend this other piece back over. 1, 2, 3, 4. Don't need much more than that. You start building up bulk, and you don't want a ton of bulk on this fly.
What color is that?
This is called Manhattan. Alright, now I need my weight. So I can do the underbody next. And then I'll do the top of the body for the last bit. If you want to, you can add flash to this using angel hair, pearl flash if you really want to. And just add it and tie it in with it. I want this pattern to be really light color, not really nice down, not obtrusive at all. So I'm going to avoid using that flash. So I'm going to take some more of the EP fibers, a little bit less than what I'd use for the middle. Kind of pull out the little extra stream, same thing, just double it over.
Is this white or a different name?
This is white. And then pull it right back over. And then pull out the extra little pieces right there, if you can see that. Now, what I'm going to do here is take it, and I'm going to put it on the outside, facing towards you. I'm going to go underneath and put it to the outside. And go up 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now, you can see I've got it on one side of the hook. Now what I'm going to do, I'll show it to you here once I send it back over to the other side, is I put it on the other side of the hook right there. It's kind of hard for me to do it at this angle, but on the other side, just like that. You have to put it up over here like this, tighten it down. Okay, it's all just making sure it's all nice and even with the body so it looks good. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Just like that. Now I've got pieces on either side, so I don't have to worry about trying to split them with using the hook. Now, I'm going to dig in for the third color. This color, I don't know exactly what color it is. I'd have to look on the shelf real quick. It's kind of like a, this is like...
It's like this one almost, isn't it? It's a little darker. Shit.
There's so many little colors to this, but you can just take a marker and color over the back. So, do the same thing, a little bit less than I'd have on the back. I'd like doubling over just because it's a little bit easier to taper out the fly that way.
What color is that?
I don't actually know because I buy them so often that I just know by the one. I'll show it to you when I get done if they still have it. So I kind of tapered all that out.
It's always darker to lighter, right? The top's your darkest color.
Yep.
Always. And you can play with colors. I mean,
You can do whatever color combo feels right to you.
but the white one and the one that's got the gray on top and the white on the bottom, that's a normal shad color.
Light. Like I said, yeah, you want one light, one dark, and
But
one
I mean the
bright.
white on the bottom with the gray on top.
Yep,
That's
it's
a normal.
always, yep.
And you put a little couple stripe marks for it, or just the little spot.
If you don't really want to, you can. I don't normally do it.
Yeah, what does the fish see? It depends how dark the water is.
Yep. So now what I do is just put this right over the top. Is that a good angle right there? And then your one, I'll make sure that it's kind of placed on top. 2, 3, 4. And pull this back right over the top of that. So it'll be the top of the fly. 1, 2. Do one more on that one. Come down and then tie it off. I'll just do 2. Just like that. So now we're done tying in materials. And if you really don't want it to move or go anywhere, you can just go whoop and just add a quick little drop right on top. Don't need really any more of that because we're going to put a UV coating over this. Now, like just a little bit bigger eyes on this side.
Now, did you tie this one differently because of the different fibers or the different
Yes,
fly?
the different fibers. Because this fly is a little bit more of these fibers are a little bit thicker than the other ones, so you can't really pull them back like you did with the other pattern, with John Romer's pattern. So again, you can use different eyes. I'll even use the sticky eyes. See here.
Kevin, can you say one of those for me if you have them?
We don't have any in. I'm
May have snaked the last one. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is add a
put you down.
one 7/32 stick-on eye. You can even use a 3D eye like this and a bigger one, but I don't have one available to me right now, so the stick-on eye will do the job. Let me see if I can find it. Back behind there. Ooh, wait, I might have found the bigger ones. Ah, yes. Get that around it. There we go. There we go. There's the 1/4 inch 3D eyes. Nice realistic eyes on them. Eye color, I don't really make a big difference about eye colors. I like the general straight eyes, reds, golds, anything like that. They're fine, but not the biggest point to me. The point to me is the color and the shape of the shape and the size of the fly. Then I can start worrying about the little stuff. And what I'm doing is just take a little dab of super glue because I want to hold this in place. And then set that right down towards the front of the fly, just like that. I just want to make sure I super glue because that'll hold it in place better, especially when I'm putting on that UV fly cure glue. Now what I'm going to do is take another drop for the other side, and drop. Try and make sure these eyes are even as possible. That'll help this fly to track even straighter. So what I'm doing is just checking on that fly line up with my eyes so they're as straight as possible.
Certainly a couple.
And then kind of finish off like that. And, okay, so there's a good chunk right there.
Colored
Yep.
eyes. That's gold. Not gold, not green.
Yeah, I want that nice gold
For
color.
this one here.
You can even use that for the bluegill pattern too. It looks really nice. Now that I have that finished up, I'm going to now epoxy in the head. Now what I want to do is I'll throw more epoxy on the top of this than I will the bottom, because I don't want a ton of epoxy to fill up all the way down to here, because then you start getting down into the hook point and you start losing your hooking percentage. And what you want to do now is just kind of throw a little bit over. Just like that to cover a knot, and then I'm going to go put around the eye.
Well, there's a sleeper in the main.
Like that. And cover the eye as good as I can. Same thing on the other side.
Well, you know, certainly that is true. Two guys in a room, and that way the numbers in the boat work out fine.
And if you notice, I'm not going to put near as much on this side right here. Just filling in that little piece right down there. Now, to get what size I want, I can just sit here and look at it and kind of pull it back a little bit. To kind of, if I really want thin, I can pull it back nice and tight. I don't want it to be super thick, so I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to hit it with the UV light.
Does the UV light change its form when setting up, or is that?
Nope. What
It
form it
just-
is when it's sitting on the fly, as soon as I hit it with that light, it's going to stay at that same exact position. The only way it really changes is when I let it sit and mold into it before I hit it with the light. That's when you can move around. How's it going, man? That big fish that you saw on my flyer?
Yeah.
Was caught on that fly. So, can't go small enough. Like trout fishing. That, I'll have to take a look, see if they actually have it in stock. All right, now that's all dried up.
Okay, yeah, we'll get together soon, yeah. Okay, take care.
This isn't too bad of a fly pattern. The hardest part is just forming that head. Now, what I'm going to do is try and do a little bit of a trimming session on the vise, which I haven't done before. It should be entertaining. Can I take it off the vise and keep them in the same area? So what I'm going to do is take it off the vise, right there, and we kind of do a little bit of trimming, cut down the bottom of it. There's no general rule of thumb, I'm just trying to create a minnow shape. I'll even flip this around and trim up against the body. Just like this. See, I'm starting to taper that down.
Yeah. Up your weight.
Correct. Yeah, you're looking at 5 nights in the.
Okay, so then I'm going to take the top and just trim a little bit off the top as well.
2 days, you got to fish first day.
You don't need to trim off near as much off the top as you do the bottom.
Is it gonna hold that shape when stripping in the water?
That's the shape it's going to hold right there. What you want to do is, you don't want to like fully press down on it. You just want to give it, you want to kind of fluff it out a little bit and then just give it a light little pull back, and that's usually the shape it's going to be in. And there you go.